My sister said, "Finally, your house is mine," in court. My parents applauded. I stood there silently until the judge looked up and said, "One of the 12 properties I see. I'd love to take a look at it. Your little real estate game ends here." My brother-in-law Chris whispered it as he passed me in the courtroom. My sister Nicole smiled beside him. Our parents nodded in the gallery like this was already decided. Their lawyer stood. "Miss Tracy Manning exhibits extreme emotional instability. This contract was signed during a rational phase when she agreed the vacation home belonged to the family. Perfect logic. I was unstable, so I needed guardians, but rational enough to sign contracts. They dismissed 8 years of my work as a game." Judge Brown's eyes stopped on the property details. She raised her head slowly and looked straight at me. "This is one of 12 properties in your portfolio. I'd like to review the rest of your holdings as well." The courtroom froze. Chris's smile stiffened. Nicole went pale. My parents' mouths hung open. 8 years ago, in my parents' living room. "We're stopping your college tuition. Nicole's wedding is expensive. Investing in you would be a waste." My mother added, "You have no talent, Tracy. Find someone and settle down." That day, I vowed to rely on no one. Financial independence would be my armor. My lawyer, Mr. Johnson, rose, producing a thick stack of files. First property, studio apartment in Old Town, purchased 8 years ago. Down payment saved through multiple jobs. My father had said, "Real estate? That's not for women like you. Drop it." Second property, office building downtown, 14 months later. With each property, Chris and Nicole went paler. By the 6th, I closed my eyes. That building nearly bankrupted me. Structural defects, repair costs that drained everything. 1 slice of bread per day, 3 hours of sleep. I fought alone, learning building codes, cutting costs by 30%. Today, it's one of my highest yielding assets. Johnson continued. 10th property, Phoenix Lofts. Silent shock filled the courtroom. Journalists took notes frantically. Phoenix Lofts, once derelict, now a landmark with the city's best restaurants and galleries. That was me. Chris went ashen. The French restaurant he bragged about, my top floor. Nicole's favorite boutique, my ground floor. Judge Brown raised her hand. "Counsel, you claimed Miss Manning lacks judgment, yet she owns Phoenix Lofts and 9 other income-producing properties. Explain this discrepancy." Their lawyer stammered incoherently. Johnson delivered the final blow. "The 12th property, Grand Majestic Theater, city historical landmark. Miss Manning personally funded its restoration." He submitted the award certificate. 6 weeks ago, this vacation home was featured in a luxury magazine. The next day, Nicole called demanding it for her family. 3 weeks later, this lawsuit was filed. Jealousy and greed, nothing more. Chris screamed, "It's a lie. She signed the contract." Johnson submitted forensic analysis. "The signature is forged. 98.7% probability. The ink went on market 3 months ago. The contract is dated 1 year ago." Laughter rippled through the gallery. Judge Brown turned to me. "Ms. Manning, I'd like to hear from you directly." I stood. "I never told my family because they didn't want me to succeed. 8 years ago, my father said I'd fail. My mother said a woman's happiness comes from finding a good man." Nicole laughed at my first apartment. Chris called me pathetic. I looked at each of them. They wanted me to fail. My success proved everything they believed was wrong, so they tried to steal it. My voice carried weight. The forged contract was their ugly wish, that I'd be exactly as they said. Foolish. Incapable. Yes, I may have been unstable. Building an empire alone while ridiculed by family. There were nights my heart almost broke, but every decision was calculated. I looked at Nicole crying. They wanted a $1.5 million vacation home. I was protecting my life. Judge Brown spoke. "Miss Tracy Manning, thank you for your testimony." She turned to Chris and Nicole. "You used forged documents to deceive this court. This petition is dismissed. Perjury and fraud charges will be filed." Chris barely kept from collapsing. Nicole sobbed. "Mr. and Mrs. Manning, you endorsed this fraud. Your responsibility will be pursued in civil court." My parents froze. Chris went to prison. Nicole's sentence was suspended, but her social circle exiled her. Mansion confiscated. My parents lost their civil suit. Their business collapsed. I got restraining orders against all of them. My future begins now.